Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. Claudio Serafino.
Ooh, okay, okie dokie. Let's get right into it. It's going to be an exciting day, and I wanted to make sure that obviously everything is going well. So let's smash this out. Hello, welcome to a new episode of what is it called? Tekken It Higher. A little bit disorganized. I've just come home from work, so obviously I wanted to make sure that this is actually quite good and quite informative, because I know that at the moment we currently have two people in the IESF finals, grand finals, that are showcasing Claudio, actually. So we've got myself, and we have Stuart G, who, that's not Stuart G, but it's Claudio. And essentially there's a couple of things that I wanted to sort of showcase with Claudio and try to get a couple of people in there, so we sort of know exactly what's happening, how we can deal with Claudio, both as a character, like if you want to pick up Claudio, somebody that's quite simple and you want to learn the basics of Tekken, or if you want to, if you're fighting against a Claudio, how do you beat that particular player? How do you beat the character itself? Obviously, each person will play differently, and each person will play, you know, in their own way. But specifically speaking, Claudio will essentially, you know, can be picked up by anyone. Very basic character. And I'll go into those details. So we'll start off, and we'll bring it up. But I've got a couple of notes here. Got my little notebook. Everyone else gave me like digital copies, but this week, because it's myself being on this show, I wanted to make sure that you know, I did a bit of research for this character, so I can sort of help you guys understand it and work with it as well. So what I'll do. One second. Let me see if I can sort this out. Actually, no, you'll have my the cam at the bottom anyway, so it's all good. So you'll see here, I'm on the right here. Left. That's what I meant. Left. Okay, cool. So we'll start off. Firstly, why should you play Claudio? Who should play Claudio? Now, this is an interesting question. Because I mean, if you think about it, you've got people that like are very high-level Tekken players, such as Breadman, Molgold, Nobby even plays Claudio, Nee plays Claudio, everyone plays Claudio, and then even you've got myself in Australia. You've got a few other people such as Stuart G, Scorpion, and a few other people sort of play Claudio as maybe a secondary, or maybe as their main, and it's definitely like an interesting group of people. It's not just one group of people. It's not like, oh, noobs will play Claudio because, you know, he has hop kick, right? Noobs will play Claudio because he has a hop kick. Because you obviously have these high level Tekken players that have picked up Claudio and actually do quite well with Claudio, and it's definitely something that we obviously want to make sure that we're sort of exploring and understanding as to why we're doing it. So firstly, a couple of things. Claudio is a really good character, and the reason why I say this, I mean, sure, people may not place him high on the tier list, but you'll probably find that, I mean, people won't say that he's like impossible to use. And the reason that I say this is because he's simple but effective. Now, when I say simple but effective, he has good mid-range attacks. He has probably one of the best homing moves in the game. He has fantastic hop kick, as I demonstrated before, but he also has a whole bunch of other things going for him as well. He has some of the best mids in the game when he has access to Starburst, which we'll go into a little bit later. But he's also a very good whiff punishing character. He has a good number of safe mids, and he has obviously this and this. You've got your Superman punch. Elbow. I can't even do a Superman punch right now. There you go. You got a Superman punch, and you got your hop kick, right? Two of Claudio's, I guess, what most people would say are his main main tools. But I mean, he's a lot more than that, and I'll go into the reasons why. Now, I mean, he has in Tekken 7 the smallest move list. A total of 57 moves. Claudio's move list is actually the smallest within the entire roster. So because of that, I mean, obviously you're not going to be using all of that move list. Even in high level play, you'll notice that most people won't even use an entire move list. They'll only use a few certain moves, and Claudio is no different. The only problem is, because he has such a small move list, he now has limited the options that he essentially has when it comes to going through and fighting his opponents or versing his opponents. So in this case, he's very reliant on these moves. Very reliant. But he's also very effective with those moves. What's fantastic about it as well is that if you are good in the brain, Claudio is a thinking man's character, similar to Kazumi, similar to these newer characters who we think, oh, they're brain dead. They're not, because they're easy characters, yes. In terms of their tools, they have simple moves, they have simple concepts, but the hardest part is being unpredictable with them. Because if you continue to be predictable with them, you lose out. You know why? Because you end up losing, you get low parried. People will know when you're about to do a running 2. People will know when to step. They'll know when to attack or retaliate, or when not to retaliate. And the main thing is that you need to make sure that you are being unpredictable. Otherwise, you will get your ass handed to you. Okay, so Claudio's. We'll start off with his strengths. We'll start off with Claudio's strengths. Now, in terms of strengths, you don't want to be as a Claudio player. I'll go through his best moves. I'll go through his ranges and stuff like that. We'll start off with ranges, and then we'll get into some moves, and I'll give you some information. So, firstly, if you are in range 0, right here, if you are right here, you are playing Claudio wrong. 100% you are playing Claudio wrong. And the reason that I say that is he has a very bad close-up game. He has weak throws. He only has your generic 1, your generic 2, and forward 3+4, which is a 1+2 grab. He essentially has nothing else other than that for his throws, so he can't pressure with throws, right? Easy. He's a poke character. Wrong. You have a few good pokes and you have a few bad pokes, but when you're up close, a lot of your pokes can be stepped. A lot of your pokes are very linear. So if somebody has better movement than you, you will get stepped. You also don't have very good pressure tools, so essentially you will lose out to somebody that has maybe a +1 attack. The only close move that is fast and good is single jab, +1 on block, right? Change this. +1 on block, right? That's it. You got 1-2, which is an okay move as well. 1-2, just like any other jab, essentially it's it keeps you in that neutral game, right? But you don't have much other than that. Back 3, negative on here, negative on block. Forward 3, slow. But the thing is, you don't use these moves up close, because when you're Claudio up close, you're doing 1-2s, you're doing your back 3, down 4, down 3. Down forward 1 is 15 frames. It's not even that good up close. But right, if you can get out of this area, and the way that you do that, we'll go into this a little bit later. We want to be about range 1.5 to 2, and the reason you want to be here is because the best way to sort of know what range is you want to be where your down forward 4 is blocked, right? If you can be right here, this spot right here where your down forward 4 is being blocked, then you are in the optimal range for Claudio. Claudio shines in mid-range. And the reason that he shines in mid-range is because when you look at it, he has forward 3, right? One of the best homing moves in the game. Sure, its hitbox is a little bit higher, but it also low crushes, it tracks, it does a good amount of damage on hit, it gives you +15 when they get knocked through spin, right? So you're automatically in control of this match if you hit somebody with that. And it picks up its tail spin, so if they happen to be jumping as well, you get a free combo off it. and as I said, it's fantastic. It's also safe at -9, one of Claudio's best moves. The other things that you've also got, you've got back 1, again, a safe mid homing move. Doesn't crush lows like forward 3, but it does crush some highs towards the end of those frames. So if you can see that his hitbox does actually go down towards the middle and the end of those frames, so some jabs will get crushed by that. And you've also got forward 3+4, which is an advancing high homing move, much faster than the other two, and guarantees a free down back 3 as well at the end, which we'll get into later. On top of that, if you're here, again, you've got the option hop kick, right? Because if somebody tries to jab here, immediately react with the hop kick. Oh, are they whiffed? Cool, free hop kick, right? Right here as well, you've got the option for 1+2, 1+2, forward 1+2. Now you have to do this in succession, or you can just mash 1+2 and then hold forward 1+2. So 1+2 is this. Now a lot of people will be like, that's not good. It's a 17 frame mid long range punisher. However, if you mash 1+2, you get in the second hit. Now if you mash the 1+2 afterwards, but you hold forward afterwards, you get free knockdown, 58 damage not on counter. You also get free starburst afterwards as well. So it's a fantastic move. Oops, wrong move. And the thing is, right, you don't even have to be good. You can literally just mash it, right? Just mash this. Mash, right? No timing required. No timing required. Fantastic 17 frame launch punish, consistently punishes Death Fist 100%. Just right, every single time. Even at max range, you'll at the very least get the first hit. Because sometimes at tip range, we'll go into it later, you can't actually do the full string if you're at max range, right? And then at here as well, once you have Starburst as well, you've got your options of forward 1+2, 1+2, which is his dreidel spin, as you can call it. Yep. Here as well, you have down 1-2, which is his plus frame setup move in Starburst, and you got plenty of other things that you can work as well. If you have Rage and you use Rage Drive, let me see if I can find this. I'll keep Rage on, but I don't have counter hit on, right? So on normal hit, blocks, right? Normal hit. Yep, see? Blocks. But on counter, guaranteed combo after your Rage Drive. Rage Drive, one of the more versatile moves that Claudio has as well. So, I mean, he has a lot of good strengths, a lot of good weaknesses, and we'll go into some of these moves a little bit later. And this is one of the things that I want to focus on. His tools that he has make him fantastic at mid range, but really poor at close range. So in this situation as well, when you're right here, like even if you're just outside of this down forward 4 range, right now you can do an immediate. So you can jab and then do, or you can do like an instant running 2, right? 16 frames. 16. Far out, man. 16 frames. Just catch people off guard. 60 something damage on hit. 44 damage on hit. Count hit rage. You get 52 damage. So it's a good amount of damage, and it really, really puts pressure on your opponent at that point, because that's a good amount of life immediately gone. So from here, what we'll do is we'll go into essentially, some of Claudio's best moves, and in his best moves, I'll talk about the frames, I'll talk about, the stuff that he wants. But obviously, if there's any questions that you want me to answer as well, feel free to add them into the chat or into the comments below, and we'll go through and actually talk about it. But ooh boy. So firstly, we'll talk about Claudio's close game. As I said, it's not fantastic, but it's something that we obviously want to actually be versatile in. Because if we're not versatile in his close range game, then we're going to lose out to a lot of people that are trying to pressure us up close and personal, right? If somebody's right up here, if you got a Brian that's like taunting, doing one of these ones, right? you are not going to be able to do anything if you freeze up. So you need to know what options you have close up in order to be able to pressure that. Now, while 1-2 may not seem like much, the generic 10 frame jab, string, natural, jails, everything like that. Your regular 10 frame, most jabs do not track. Now, let me see if I can do this. This is really hard because I don't have another person to do this. But let's repeat this. So, cool. Wait, I didn't even record that. Jab, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool. There you go. So jab, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Right now, you can step that, but you can't step 1 plus 2. Oops. Right? So, jab, step, right? I'm trying to step up. Jab. So, as you can see, you can't step. You can step single jab like you can with a lot of other things. So, jab, jab, right? You can. I'll get the 4 in there as well. So you can step that. So. Right. So that was terrible, absolutely horrible. So let's go jab, 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 jab. Right. So that's 5 jabs in a row. Now I'll show you which way you can step it. Right. You can literally step both ways. Just as long as there's timing. On hit, you probably can't, but on block. So on hit, you can't. Jab. Jab. You can't step both ways, left or right. But if you then do 1, 2, see if I can do this. Wait. Cool. So you can see there's a little bit of. I'll do that again. Fire. You can delay his 1, 2, which is fantastic. Now the reason that I do that is I'll go. This is a bad idea. Let's do jab and then 1, 2. Jab. Okay. Cool. Jab. I don't know what I'm trying to show here, but the idea is you can't, because it jails. Let's see if I can do this. I'll step left. Cool. So you have to sidewalk. But if you try and just step, it's a lot harder. I'm just ducking now because I'm not able to do it. I'm so bad. This is live. There you go. So, the second hit will track. If you step. You have to walk it. There you go. You can sidewalk to the right. But if you sidestep, it's going to simply catch you. Wow, that took way too long to explain. God damn. It's -1 on block, does average damage, it does 20 damage, but what's really good about it is 1, 2, you can, as I saw before, you can delay it. So if somebody does step, you can essentially make sure that you're tracking them both ways. At that point as well, when you're in close, right? You're in close. You've then got two of your most powerful moves in close range. This is essentially how you would maintain pressure to try and, you know, improve your close range game. You got 1-2s, back 3 if they start ducking, right? This is your generic down forward 1 for most other characters. Back 3, really, really good. What's back 3? It's 13 frames, -4 on block, but it's +7 on hit. So you give yourself a pretty good advantage using back 3. It catches both steps, but you can sidewalk it to the left, I believe it is. No, sidewalk to the right to get out of it. And then if they, I mean, look, if you're doing that and you want to, and they're essentially just standing there blocking all of that, you've then got your best close range move, which is sidestep 4. So SS4, really good, because you can delay it ages, or you can do it straight away, right? Like, look at the delay, super delay, right? Great, fantastic job. So essentially, that type of stuff is how you would be up close. There's nothing else that you need to do. I mean, once you have a bit of a lead, or you hit them, right, because they've guessed wrong, you then have a good frame advantage. So back 3, because you're at +7, you now have the ability to use some of his other moves available, such as forward 4, which is his plus frame setup. It gives you +2 on block, +7 on hit, or a knockdown on counter hit. So it's knockdown on counter hit. On hit, it's +7, and then on block, it's +2. It's 22 frames, which is the reason why you wouldn't want to use it just down the open. Like, I mean, you could. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's easily interruptible. Let's see if I can. Cool. So, jab, forward 4. Easy. If you know it's coming, you just need to make sure you hit before. You can also sidewalk to the left, I think. Yeah, sidewalk to the left. Very linear. You just need to make sure you sidewalk. You can't sidestep it. You have to sidewalk it. Right? Sidewalk. But it's quite slow, so you literally have ages to do anything, right? So not the greatest, but you know, it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. On top of that, you have forward 3+4. This is this move. This is the move that I was talking about before. It's your other plus frame hit. So it's 17 frames, so pretty fast. +2 on hit. Knockdowns on both normal and counter hit. So this is pretty much what you'd use up close. If you try to catch somebody stepping, this is where you want to go. You'd use this if you wanted to try and get pressure towards the wall and stuff like that, right? That's your close game. In mid-range, as I said, this is pretty much Claudio's best area. You have now access to forward 3. Look at that range on that. That tip range on that. Ridiculous, right? You're back here. You're hitting them forward 3. That's annoying as hell, right? People will essentially just go, man, what are we even doing in my life? Because you just take off, well, how much damage? That's 29 damage every single time you hit that. That's huge. That's a big amount of damage each time. It's 18 frames? 18 frames. So it's not even that slow. It's not the fastest, but it is 18 frames. It's 1 frame slower than that. But, you know, it's pretty good. It's -9 on block, so it's safe on block. It's +15 because you get the spin animation for both normal hit and counter hit. What's really good about it, though, this is probably my favorite part about it, is that this is where his wall game comes in. Because forward 3 catches both tech rolls, puts you in -9, but it then allows you to keep the opponent at the wall, essentially, because forward 3 will wall splat, right? So here, wall splat, right? Which leads to his more damaging combo. But wall splat, you get 79 damage for making sure that you hit forward 3, right? That's it. It's a fantastic move. On top of that, you have, and I mean, as I said, back here, if you're forward 3, you're now in the perfect range to be able to do his lows. Now, when I say his lows, I don't mean down back 3, which everyone sees and is like, ooh, that's his good low, right? Yes, it's a good low, But here, you want to be doing a generic down 3. When I say generic down 3, Claudio's is different. Claudio's has this ridiculous phantom range. So down forward 4 doesn't hit, but guess what? Down 3 does, right? Down 3 hits there. Down forward 4 might hit. But it has this weird phantom range. It moves forward a tiny bit, and it gives you that annoying little chip. What happens is that your opponent will try and come in, you chip them, you're at neutral again. You're at -3 on hit, right? So yeah, you're at a disadvantage, so you're not using it to try and gain pressure, but you're using it to prevent people from coming in and attacking you, because they're like, oh, I'm rushing in, bam! Because of that range, what, people are going to try and jab you from there? No, you're just going to stop them with down 3, right? You see people coming in and they're like, oh, he's going to do the low. Guess what? This also has the same amount of range. Actually, it has slightly more range, but I mean, this is how you keep out, right? That's where you want to go. If you then want to apply pressure, so remember, you've got 2 moves. You've got forward 3, you've got down 3, right? These are your 2, basic Claudio moves. This is what you'll see most Claudios doing to try and chip away at their opponents and actually getting the advantage. But at this point, you've also got the opportunity to see if somebody randomly jabs, right? If you can see the jab, or if they try and whiff from over here, guess what? You have, bam! This move has a ridiculous range. So I could be back here, right? Just running. Look at that. That's like 5 people away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably 4 people away. Let's try that. It's 3 people away. So here. 3 people away on block +7. On hit, knockdown, on counter hit, as I showed before, 57 damage when you've got rage. 16 frames if you do it instantly. Right? Fantastic tool to use in Claudio's arsenal. But obviously the one thing that you can do is sidewalk it. Shit. I mean, poop. Cool. Let's do that. So I'll sidewalk left. Whoa. Apparently not. Sidewalk left. Sidewalk left. I'll sidewalk right. Gets hit, sidewalk right. Sidewalk left is the best option. Sidewalk right gets hit. So, if you're facing a Claudio, you're mid-range, and I'll talk about anti-stress later. You want to sidewalk left. Look at that. This is how you get out of Claudio's running pressure. Sure, they'll then start, oh man, I'm gonna, his other good moves, forward 4, right? This is other mid, so that way if people start ducking, you can avoid it. But, you'll notice, if I do the same thing, sidewalk left, guess what? Nah. You can also sidewalk right this. So, I mean, this is the problem with Claudio. Like, Claudio has fantastic tools, but the issue is, if your opponent can read you, you will lose. You need to be able to be 2 steps ahead of your opponent rather than being right up in their face. You need to understand what your opponent is doing and how your opponent is thinking in order to beat your opponent with Claudio. The hardest part about using Claudio is simply getting around what the opponent is doing. That's it. It's not necessarily that you have bad tools. You have great tools. Fantastic tools. The issue is you can't essentially simply rely on those tools. You need to make sure that you are using those tools effectively to keep your opponent guessing. And this is the beauty of Claudio, because this is where it comes in. Now, I'm thinking, okay, cool. We've talked about a lot of other moves and fantastic stuff, but guess what? I haven't talked about his best move. Hop kick. Look, good news is, hop kick doesn't move forward. So if somebody says, oh cool, I see that, well it does move forward a tiny bit. You can see that he steps a tiny bit forward, and I'm pressing up back and he's still going forward. But he doesn't necessarily move forward a lot. Now, if you see a hop kick, let's do this. Let's do this. So, cool. Double hop kick, right? Great. You're back here, and you're like... Cool. But you're back here. Try and jab. Like... You can get out of that. A lot of people will see this. But you need to make sure that you're timing it. Again, it comes down to your opponent reading you. If your opponent reads you, then you've lost. You need to be ahead of your opponent. Claudio's hop kick, fantastic move. Best hop kick in the game, IMO, and I don't think many other people will disagree. The reason it is because A, it crushes some highs, especially when you're ducking. His hitbox is super low, right? Super low. When you're here, it crushes lows, of course. And in some situations, it'll crush mids if you do the duck into hop kick. I don't know what mids. Let's see. Let's see if... Oh, whoops. Let's see if I can do this. I feel like I have an idea. Cool. Jab. Down forward 3, 2. Oop. Damn it. Wait, actually, I have an idea. I know what I need to do. Jab forward 3. Okay. See if this works. Oh, apparently not. Maybe. I did a little bit late there. So, in some situations, you might be able to crush some mids as well. So, it's sort of like a ridiculous hop kick. A lot of people say it should be nerfed. A lot of people say it shouldn't. I think it's one of his best tools, and I think it's probably the best hop kick in the game. So, it's definitely one of the best tools that I would recommend using if you are starting to use Claudio. Again, if your opponent reads when you're going to get it, it's minus 13. You'll get the wrong move. Cool. So, your opponent reads you're about to hop kick, you get a punish. You get a free punish, right? So, the thing is, if your opponent knows that you're about to do a hop kick, yes, you will get punished for it, right? It's not rocket science. But if your opponent doesn't know you're about to get they're about to do a hop kick, they're very aggressive, they're jabbing, they're doing one of these ones like super crazy. You hop kick because it goes underneath those highs, it goes underneath, it crushes those lows, it may even crush their mid. It's a fantastic move. Sidestep hop kick, fantastic work because you've got the evasion of the sidestep and you've got the hop kick which goes under some of those highs. Really good way to get around that. So, I mean, again, he has plenty of good moves. I've only gone through some of them. His main mid tool, back 3, I explained before. 13 frames, minus 4, plus 7 on hit, minus 4 on block. Sidestep 4, 29 frames. It's a lot slower at the slowest time. It's minus 11 though, so it's actually quite good because, I mean, you're getting a good amount of damage. Good low pressure tool that's considerably safer than your down 3. Down 3 is minus 17, so it's not great. In order to get away from these ones, like, you have to sidewalk left. Let's see if I can demonstrate. 1, back 3, 1, side step 4. Cool. 1, back 3, 1, side step 4. So. Yep. Oh, maybe not that one. Yep. I think I gotta time that one. There you go. Sidewalk left. So you have to sidewalk. You can't just sidestep. Can't sidestep right. You can't sidestep right. You have to sidewalk. Oop. Sidewalk left. So that's how you beat Claudio. There's a bunch of things. But you know what's really good about this move is that when you're at the wall, right, it's harder to sidewalk because you're at the wall. You sidewalk to the side that they're trying to get to, and you realign yourself, right? Now, if they're like, oh, he's gonna do the low, guess what? You have the mid. This is where you've got the mix-up. You got the mix-up that leads to the wall split, right? And this is where Claudio's pressure game comes in, right? You've got side step 4, you've got back, you've got forward 3. And, as well, if you don't want to do forward 3, because, you know, it might be a little bit slow, you can do back 1. His other mid-range gives you 72, so it's only 7 damage less, but does the same thing. You can also be a little bit further away, so you can be here, right? Sure, forward 3 won't tailspin it, won't wall splat at this distance, maybe there, but say you're back, say you're here. Oh, maybe it does. Okay. There you go. So, really, really good tools. He's got forward 3, back 3, a bunch of different things. And I guess the other tools that you've got, I mean, a lot of people sort of go through a lot of them. I don't want to go into back 1 too often. It's basically the same as as forward 3. Essentially the same, it just doesn't crush crush lows. It does crush some highs, as I said earlier. The other thing that you want to also use is back 4-2. Really delayable. It is combo ender. Wall splats as well. So it gives you starburst. It gives you a lot of different tools. But before we get into the next, I mean, I'll add one more move in there, which is 4-3. 4-3. The reason I say 4-3 is it's what is it? 12 frames? 12 frames, safe on block, because it ends with a forward 3, right? The same move. Oh, look at that. Forward 3, 4-3, same move. But it gives you a free counter hit combo, right? There's no reason, if you're doing this in close range, that you would not finish the string, because it's safe. Yes, sure, you can do standing 4, but standing 4 combo, very hard to do. I mean, a lot of people say you can't combo off it. This is incorrect. Very difficult. It's a lot easier when you have Starburst. Whatever. You can do something like that. But the other combo that I tried to do is that. It's pretty hard. Like, you have to get the back, the dash in back 3. Perfect. Because it's not gonna hit. I'll see if I can get it. I don't think I can. Maybe forward 2. I don't remember. There's a combo. There you go. You have to get the dash in back 3. Perfect. Otherwise it doesn't count as a combo. So. But I mean, why do that when that doesn't even count as a combo? It's actually quite difficult. So you can combo off standing 4. But it's, you can side step it to the right like you can a lot of other generic 4s. Magic 4, it's pretty good. Counts as a counter hit, it's great. So, those are essentially Claudio's good moves. I'll go back through it again. At least his ones without Starburst. So, forward 3, down 3, running 2, back 3, jabs, of course, side step 4. Did I miss any? Oh, back 4-2. And 4-3. Right. That's pretty much how you play Claudio. You don't play Claudio any differently from that. And I'll review some videos to basically show you. I have to load up the videos, but I've got a couple of videos from the most recent Tekken World Tour. I will get Cup in Indonesia. It had some good play from Mulgold, which we'll go into in a moment. One thing that I like, a really, really good move, as I said earlier, whiff punishing is forward 1+2, 1+2, 1+2. Right? I've only just recently started using this move, but it's definitely one of those moves that you want to actually get used to using. You don't, and again, it doesn't take finesse. It doesn't take finesse. It's just mash 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 and just hold forward. Easy. But if you have Starburst, which is the move that I'll start getting into. Starburst, you'll see Claudio will have blue flames on his hands. You can see there. And his, I mean, you can't see it in this image, but he gets like a weird face tattoo. You can see the face tattoo? Weird face tattoo, and his eye goes all like white, right? But you don't need to worry about that, because the easiest way to tell, he has blue flames all over his hand. Now, people will be cheap and have like customizations which will hide that. So just remember, the other customizations don't go onto his right hand, they only go on his left. Remember to look out for the hand that has the bandages on it, and you'll be fine. The reason that you need to watch out for this is because he has his 16 frame launcher from here. Forward 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, natural on hit, -9 on block, and it gives you that interesting tailspin. It's not even a tailspin, because you get a free combo up, right? You get a secondary tailspin. That's already 53 damage. So forward 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 16 frame, long range hit. But if they don't have it, they're trying to scare you, right? They're going, oh yeah, cool, right? That's -18. Punish them for that. But if they have Starburst, it's better for you not to, because they can actually delay it. So, that's too much. And it moves forward too. So, pretty gross. Pretty gross. You can see there, it moves forward. Hit confirmable too. It's really, really stupid. Great move though. You've also got his one of his better lows, down 2-2. So down 2 is 20 frames on its own, -11, or -13. No, -11, -11. So down 2 is -11, and then his other hit is down 2-2. Starburst only, which is his little flamey hand. But it's -12. So again, you're still going pretty good. You get a combo off it, right? Pretty good, right? Pretty good. The only problem is, if you are fast enough, you can see it. You can see it. So cool. No, that won't work because he doesn't have Starburst. Let's do that again. Oop. Cool. Right, let's go. So, I gotta give him Starburst first. Okay. Jab. You can block it, it's unsafe. But if you get hit by the first one, as long as it's not counter, you can hold down back. It's actually really hard to do on its own. I didn't realize. There you go. You can block the second hit if you can recognize it. You just need to recognize it. Block the second hit, right? Weakness. What other moves? What other moves are good? Starburst, down 1-2, as I said before, +3, pressure move. Really good. Really, really good. 17 frames, +3 on block, +3 on, +3 on hit? +8 on counter hit. +8 on counter hit, but it's +3 on regular hit. Down 1 on itself, on its own is -9 on block. So, I mean, you could even threaten with that. Like, if you get Starburst right, you could just do one of these ones. The natural, right? You can't hit confirm. And the other thing that you guys need to worry about, I guess, when you're actually versing Claudio, also when you're playing Claudio, is Starburst down back 1+2, which is his unblockable. Now, what's interesting about this move, I'll see if you can I just chuck it into Starburst? No, I can't, damn it, okay. So... cool. Great. let's get him to do this. You can actually sidewalk the. So you have 9 frames to recognize. You have 9 frames to recognize them. Damn it! I tried to jump. But if you can recognize the first hit, you can sidewalk it right. Damn it. It's really annoying having to get him to Starburst. I wish there was a way to put him into Starburst and practice it. And sidewalk it. Easy, right? Or sidestep it. Super bad. You can backdash. As long as you get the backdash good. Oh. Apparently not. Backdash is a little bit harder. Yeah. But sidewalk, as soon as you see it, super easy, right? Like you need to recognize it. You get a free combo off it. So, I mean, he has good moves out of Starburst as well. So those are the, I guess, some of the things that you want to actually think about when you're utilizing Claudio. So what I'll do is I'll get into... I mean, look, he has plenty of other moves. I mean, he has a move list of 57. I mean, realistically, you could probably use the entirety of his move list. And it'll still feel like you're not using a lot. But you got down back 3, which is his high crushing low. You have forward 4 and forward 4, right? Forward 4, 16 frame. It's if people start ducking, you're running 2 because it's a high. Well, it's a high. 72 damage off 2. What a ridiculous move. So if people start ducking that, you use forward 4. Does less damage, yeah, but it stops people from ducking. Yeah, it's pretty good. What I'd like to do, I mean, if there are any other moves that you guys want me to cover that you think that I haven't covered, feel free to add them down below. But I wanted to show a couple of tricks. Now, a lot of people, this is the most common combo that you'll get. Yep. Cool. Common combo, right? But you can actually increase your wall carry. Right? By running forward and doing the forward 4. Notice how much closer you are to the wall. So I'll do this, the regular combo. Okay, look how far away I am from the wall. At this point, I can't get a low hit, right? Which is what you would normally do with a 3+4. You use the 3+4 to hit them while they're on the ground. Great. But if you even just run forward for that and don't delay the last hit, you're already in range for that. Right? Look how much closer you are at this point. You're almost in optimal range that you want to be. So to do that, it's not just immediate forward 4 to get that, right? You want to do a run, right? Because you can do a run, and that already puts you forward, right? That's one thing. That's a trick that if you have a stage that has like a bit of a wider sort of offset, or if you're in like Souk or something like that, where you're angled at a weird spot or something like that, and you want to try and get somebody to the wall and you land a hop kick, think, do you need to like shorten the distance that you need to go so you can do a forward 4 because that'll put them pretty close to you, right? Or do you need to go further? Look at that, much closer, right? Now, there's an additional thing here that I'll put, is you actually delay the back 4 too, like I told you before. You can actually get even closer. So, combining those two, you're about the same distance, but there's a bit of a different splat. So that's one thing about Claudio. So if you want additional wall carry, do a running 4 instead of a forward 4 during that combo. And that'll get you further. Now, after a low wall splat, you can actually do 3+4, which will hit them on the ground. Then you can crouch cancel down 1+2, which is your shoulder, right? That's actually quite hard to do. I've never tried it before, but from what I understand, you can do it. That's guaranteed, apparently. Let me test that by doing one of these. Guard all, side quick roll, side quick roll left, right? Let's put them near a wall. Bam. So that's their get up, right? Ooh. I think it's only off of the low wall splat. Let's change that. So right there, that's where you should be able to get that. Are you choosing not to side? Apparently he doesn't side quick roll left if that's the case. Okay. I don't know how this works. This is really interesting though. It's side quick roll right. Quick recovery. Damn it. I didn't even do that quick. Also hits quick recovery. Quick back roll. It's quick back roll. Side roll left. What happened? Go. Yeah. So, as you can see, that's a little trick. A lot of people will only get the will only get the 3+4 to get grounded, but if they're at a wall, you can also get the crouch cancel 1+2, down 1+2. So that's one of those things. That's a little trick that I learned actually off Nobby, and somebody that he was playing with recently as well. Moving in, we'll go to another trick that I want to actually show. Bear specific combos, very different. Very different to regular combos. You actually get a few more combos because their hitbox is weird. So, how long have we been talking? About 42 minutes? Damn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, forward 3+4 is your knock. Forward 3+4 is your knock. Whoops. Yeah. Is your knockdown. I'll do quick side roll left, so that way if they can, they'll... Cool. So, forward 3+4 is their knockdown. This is what they should do in order to get up. Now you have to learn to micro dash to get that back 3 to pick up. Oh, maybe it doesn't work on... Eh, nice. So you do dash in, back 3 to pick up. Gotta do it fast. Oh, look at that! Nice, 67 damage off of that. So that's pretty good. So, oh, you can get down forward 4-3. Oh shit. So if you got Starburst already, 71 damage. It's pretty good, man. Like, it's pretty good. I think the best combo off of that, though, 81 damage off of that. So you've got a high homing count, like, combo starter. As long as you can get the micro dash, you're good. Hardest part about that combo is the forward, forward, 4 after the 2. Standing 2, forward, forward, 4. Very difficult. There you go. You've got a bear combo. Fantastic work. So, look, outside of that, the other things that you can do, like, oh man, I've lost my spot. Oh yeah, I guess one other thing is his combo enders. Always, if you can learn it, do the dash in 1-2 running 2. 1-2 instant running 2. It's very difficult. So, oh wow. 2, 4, 3, okay. Man, I'm slow. I'm slow at this. Oh, that's forward 4. And then you do a running 2 after that. I'm bad. I haven't practiced it enough. So it causes me to miss all the time. But what I've learned, you can do that. Again, you need to make sure that you practice these combos. Bears up. You do a running 2 after there, and you get more damage than your regular combo. But I can't do it. I should be able to. I'm a Claudio. Also, I guess that's enough chatter about Claudio's moves. Don't need to go through wall combos. There's too many videos on wall combos and stuff like that. But one thing that I will go through is I guess like a summary of what you can do with Claudio, right? Claudio, breaking it down, he's really good. He's a really good defensive mid-range character. So being around, as I was showing, 1.5 to range 2, fantastic for Claudio. You're fishing for whiffs. You're fishing for movements which allow you to get your forward 3s off, right? Bam, forward 3 if somebody's stepping. You've got, oh, whiff, oh, ooh, guess what? I've got a hop kick waiting for you. Oh, you've whiffed and you're a little bit further away. 1 + 2, 1 + 2, 1 + 2. Look at that. 61 damage, or 58 damage if you're on non-rage. So, I mean, you want to be here, right? You want to be here all the time. If you can't be here, these are how you get out. Up back 3 puts you almost in that same position. Down forward 4 sets you back up in that position, right? Throw. You're in that position. That was a 2 throw, this is the 1 throw. You're in that position. If somebody rolls back, they're just getting up normally. You're in that position. Forward, forward, 1 + 2. You're in that position, right? Your throws are how you do it. If somebody breaks your throws, let's cool. If somebody breaks your throw, I didn't even break it. I pressed it too early. Again, you're in that position. You're in that position. You break that throw? Fine. It doesn't matter. You're not doing it for damage. You're doing it for setups. This is a 2 throw. I probably could have done a 1 throw as well. That's okay. Look at it. You're in that position. You broke it. It's fine. It doesn't matter if they break your throws. You don't have to worry about it. Because ultimately, you use them for positioning. You're in that spot. You're in that spot. Right? Like that's how you play Claudio. You get back into that spot and you're ready to go. It's hard when you have walls because you need to position yourself. Claudio needs good movement. If you don't have good movement, I don't think you should play Claudio unless you want to get better at movement, because Claudio requires a lot of good movement. A lot of backdashing to outrange your opponent, right? Get yourself into this spot. A lot of sidewalking to avoid stuff so you can hop kick them. Or do a sidewalk down back 3 or something like that. Or even a sidewalk, like sidesteps 4, right? Alright, I can't even remember words at this point. These are the things that you want to use in order to be the best Claudio that you can be. And then, in order for yourself to improve, you don't need anything else. All you need to do is improve at your basic movement, your basic spacing, with punishing, and you get it. That's all Claudio requires. His wall carrying and damage are pretty good, as I showed before. But you've also got that for like a high wall splatter if you like it. You've got the option of running in, which pushes you further instead of just forward, right? But there, you've got that. Back 4-2 is a really good like low wall splatting move, which gives you that 3+4 towards the end. Otherwise, when you have Starburst, you also have these. Like, look at that. Look at the range, and then you do a running 2 afterwards, and it pushes them really close to the wall. So you essentially have hop kick without like every other character around here. Claudio's wall carry goes to about here, and then if he has Starburst, his wall carry comes to about here. So like, you can see that huge difference in terms of his wall carry and his ability to get people there. Sure, it's not the best wall carry in the game, but it is very good in terms of wall carry. So 100% one of the best, very good character to pick if you know how to move around. Damage is pretty decent. Combos usually sit around maybe 58 to 70 damage for most launches, which is pretty decent. But he also like has your single hit moves, such as your Superman Punch at 52 damage for 1 hit. That's almost the same as a combo, right? 52 damage is the same. Oh wow, what the hell is that? Yo, are you okay, Claudio? Like, is your shoulder thing okay? Damn. 44 damage without counter hit. Right, that's like a really weak combo, right? 1+2, 1+2, 1+2. 61 damage with rage. Let's turn off rage for this. Turn off rage. You got 58 damage, just the same as like his regular combo. Look, so if you have something that you want 58 damage, same combo. So this is way easier than doing your hop kick. It puts you in a good position. Again, it's that mid-range position where you're down 4 hits, right? That's where you want to be. This is the spot, because your opponents are gonna whiff. If they press buttons, they're gonna whiff, right? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, guess what? My forward 3 reaches that, right? I don't know, man. Like, people think Claudio is a bad character. I disagree. I think he's actually quite fun to play. I think he's actually quite good. Talking about how to play him, as I said, 1-2 up close, back 3 up close, sidestep 4 up close. Those are your main things. You got forward 4, you got forward 3+4 for your plus frame setups. Really fast, really good. Leads you into, from here, you can get 4-3, or down forward 2 as well, which is his counter hit mid launcher as well, right? So really good if you're using this forward 4 pressure or forward 3+4 on block to get you that +2. You then have this to get underneath. You got that to sort of counter hit launch, right? So Claudio's quite good if you're trying to apply pressure to then put yourself at those good positions. Again, you can then mix it up with down 2, down 2-2 if you have Starburst as well, and down 3 and down 4, your generics, right? Really, really good. when you're trying to get into mid-range, you want to make sure you can press down forward 4, you've got your throws, you've got up back 3 as well. If you're in pressure as well, use his power crush. It's pretty okay, it knocks people out of the air, it forces crouch, it's okay. It's not the greatest. We'll live. But again, once you're back here, you've got your forward 4s, you got your running 2s, you got your back 4-2s. Look at that distance. Like, it closes in that distance. Don't whiff it, it's gonna get you killed. Don't whiff, make sure it hits. If you're here, it's gonna get you killed. But if you're back here and you hit it, fantastic. If you block it, it's great. You can also delay it a shit ton, which is fantastic as well. Down 3, which is a really long range poke. Long range poke. What's actually really cool, and I didn't explain this about down 3 before, is that down 3 tracks both ways. If people think that's stupid, then eat my hairy shorts. So, jab down 3, right? That's it. That's all I care about. Jab down 3. That's really cool. Jab. I tried to step. Let's do it again. Jab. I tried to step. I can't step at. It has tracking. It has tracking. What a ridiculous move. Can't get out of it. If you're a little bit further away though, maybe. No, like if you're back here, jabs with. No, you still can't do it. You can sidewalk left at range. Who cares? Then you got forward 3 and you got your back 1s. Again, mid-range is your comfort zone. Be comfortable here. Be comfortable here. Try to knock some sense into him. Be comfortable here. Because if you are comfortable here, you will own this game. Simple. With Starburst, at this point, with punishing, you've got 4 1 plus 2 1 plus 2. Right, if you're back here and they go, oh, I jabbed. Ooh, I jabbed. You can get 4 1 plus 2 1 plus 2. 16 frames, really good. You got, ooh, I jabbed. Guess what? You've got a hop kick coming. And then again, if they whiff back here, you can go 4 1 plus 2 1 plus 2. Ridiculous. Okay. Now, before I wrap up and play some Claudio videos, I just want to analyze a couple of them. There's only 2 that I really want to watch, and there's probably only 1 that I probably will watch, which is Morgold versus Knee, Claudio versus Brian. We'll see if Knee does the same strats that I'm about to talk about. I'm going to be talking about anti-strats now. Essentially, how to avoid Claudio as a character. How to get around Claudio. People will say, oh, his hop kick is so good, blah, 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 right? No, it's not that good. Yes, it does crush lows. Yes, it does crush highs. Yes, it does a bunch of stuff that a lot of other hop kicks don't do. But guess what? Watch this. Okay, cool. Great, excellent. I have then gone jab, hop kick. Now if I do this, guess what? I can sidestep left. Haha, guess what? I whiff. Every time. Oh, that one I timed wrong. Jab. Sidewalk. Sidewalk left. Sidewalk left. Ooh, boy. Guess what? So you can 13 frame punish if you really want. So 13 frame punish if you just like, I'm just gonna block it, right? Ooh, punish. Great. Perfect. But I can retaliate with a hop kick. That's 15 frames if you cause a whiff. Guess what? Easy. Easy game. Sidewalk left. If you think somebody is going to hop kick, haha, sidewalk left. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, guess what? That's a punish. Like, you don't have to worry about hop kick. People are like, oh my god, hop kick's so good. No, just sidewalk left. If you sidewalk right, you will get killed. Tracks to the right. Tracks to the right. Do not right. In general, the ways that you beat Claudio, when you are up close, move to your left. Yes, move to your left. So, moving to your left avoids back 3, right? Moving to your left avoids sidestep 4. As I said, these are your close range moves if you're playing Claudio. Move to your left if somebody is single jabbing. Move to your left if somebody is down forward 3ing, which is a good mix-up string. Down forward 3-2, down forward 3-1. And then try and get, if somebody's doing a running 2, or a forward 4, right? Again, what do I want them to do? Oh boy, look at that. Let's do a second one. Damn it. Damn it. Can't even. Oh, man. There you go. Guess what? Guess what? Watch this. Watch this. Up close. Ooh, left. Ooh, sidewalk left. Ooh, boy. I'm close. If somebody's doing an instant running too, guess what? Sidewalk left. Instant running too. Sidewalk left. You might do a forward, forward, four. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because you sidewalk left. If you're close, move left. If you are here, you can sidewalk right or sidewalk left. Right? If you sidewalk right when you think he's going to do a running two, you're doing it wrong. Sidewalk left even at mid-range. It's a lot harder for it's easier for the forward four to hit you, but if you time it right, you can avoid all of that pressure. This is where Claudio then has to start using dash in forward threes, dash in down threes, dash in jabs, right? He has to get close to get that advantage. And then put you back at mid-range. And then the game starts again. Ooh, guess what? Ooh, run in. Haha, plus 15. Haha. Now, that's it. That catches you sidewalking. That's it. There's nothing more to Claudio. If you see a dash, sidestep left or sidewalk left. If you are at mid-range, cause Claudio to whiff. Sure, he has long-range moves, but look, if you whiff that, he can't do shite. Look at how long that blue is active for. Look at that. I can't do anything. I can't block. I have terrible whiff. Look at that. Look at that. Cause me to whiff. Cause me to whiff. I can't do anything. So if you can backdash, if you can sidestep, if you can avoid me here and wait for me to do something because I'm getting desperate, you'll beat me. I just need to, like, this is where it comes down to making sure that you have the mental fortitude if you're playing Claudio to make sure that you actually prevent yourself from getting to that point where you become frustrated with your opponent not doing anything. Because you should be the person not doing anything and waiting for the person to attack. If you can't deal with pressure, know how to get out of pressure. Learn the opponent, learn when to sidestep, figure out when to duck, figure out if you are panicking and you think they're going to do low. Guess what? 13 frame hop kick, yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, at a wall, you're probably going to get punished for it pretty badly, but I mean, out in the open, hey, look, I mean, that'll crush some highs, it'll crush some lows, as I said before, but heck, it might even crush your mid. So, that's one of the things. Essentially, for Claudio, side step or side walk left is probably the best option against him. But some of them, I mean, you can sidestep right as well. Like, so, it's not as prominent. 100%. If you sidewalk left or you sidestep left, you walk circles around Claudio. Okay, that's it. Stay as close as possible. Stay as close as possible. If you stay as close as possible, what is the back turn combo? I don't even know what the back turn combo is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you stay close, again, as I said, Claudio has no good pressure moves. This is minus on it's plus on hit, but it's minus on block. Down forward 4 puts him at good range, yeah, but it's linear. You can step that. Forward slap. This is probably his best close range jab. 12 frames. This is good. This is good. That's it. He doesn't have anything else. Sure, if he tries to catch you stepping, yeah, you stepped at the wrong time, but it's 19 frames. You can interrupt it. Let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate. Let me oh wait. Let's remove this. Let me demonstrate. Guess what? Haha, counter hit. 12 frames, man. Counter hit. Like, if you think they're about to do a forward three, guess what? Just jab them. Jab them out of it. Don't let Claudio pressure you. There's no point in him pressuring you because he can't. He cannot. And this is all that I need to talk about Claudio, right? Recapping. He has good mid-range moves. 1+2. Forward 1+2. You got your forward 3s. You got your back 1s, right? And Superman punch, your knees, right? Good mid-range moves. Close range moves, he has none. Jabs, back 3, down 4, side step 4. Done. Whatever. Cool? You good? Guess what? Mid-range, whiff punishes, Claudio's best friend. Mid-range whiff punisher, somebody whiffs right in front of you, guess what? Get a hop kick. If you don't think a hop kick is going to reach, as you can see it has a little bit of a shorter hitbox. It still has a great hitbox. It scoops from very low. It's grounded in some situations. If you don't think that's going to hit, 1+2. Sure, you only get 20 damage from that first hit, but hey, it's 20 damage. 20 damage is better than 0. Now, oh, cool. I'm right here, right? I'm not going to reach. And I don't want to be, say Paul does like a long range death fist or something like that. And it puts you just outside of that range. 1+2, mash it. You get a full combo, 58 damage, right? Oh boy. 58 damage. Look at that. Bam. Right? So, and then obviously if they're right in front of you and you do this, you can hit confirm that if you have Starburst, right? Forward 1+2, 1+2. Ooh, cool. I'm over here. Well, you can't hit confirm it very well. Like, you have to be pretty on point to do it. Alternatively, you can just delay it if they block the first hit, right? Let's do this. Let's stand guard, and then this person is going to stand afterwards. So block. Okay, I don't think that's. I have an idea. Repeat action. Let's go jab and then hold back and then jab again. Okay. Jab, hold back. There you go. 5 starburst. Oh, okay, cool. So, jab. Oop, bit slow. Jab. Oh, guess what? You can delay it. And it causes them to get hit by the second hit. Right? Jab. So, it's minus 18 on block. So if somebody is really trigger happy, you can use full 1+2, 1+2. It's fantastic, right? So that's all there is to Claudio. Like, he's not a very complex character. As I said at the start of this thing, he has 57 moves. Smallest move list in the game. He has very good mid-range attacks. He has very good launches. And by launches, I mean hop kick and your starburst stuff. But outside of that, he's got very little. You have to be able to read your opponent. You have to sometimes take those risks. But otherwise, you should play him defensively. He's not very, very good at being oppressive. Sure, you can gain a little bit of pressure with your running twos and stuff like that. But guess what? That's not going to last, because if your opponent knows when to duck or knows how to sidestep left, guess what? You are out of the game. Out of the game. So you need to make sure that you are on top of that stuff. Moving into this final thing, we'll quickly just go ahead and do one more thing, which is I want to make sure that we're looking at some high level play. Just before I end the show. Forgive me, these people have terrible commentary, but we'll deal with it. Ludus finals. Yeah, okay, cool. So, let's have a look at this. I'm going to turn this sound down so I don't have to deal with their commentary. Because their commentary is horrendous. Like, sure, they're not... I mean, it's impossible to have good commentary at all times. But, I mean, in this situation, like, it's actually very terrible commentary. So, turning it down. They got better as time went on, but turning it down just for now. We'll have a look at this. Now, we'll see if what we talked about before. Back one, as we talked about. Throws, he's now in the mid-range. Guess what? He's pretty good. Counter hit 4-3. Goes to a combo.
By Claudio.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is Infinite Stage, so yeah. Classic Tekken. No wall.
I didn't talk much about down forward 1 because it's 15 frames. Down forward 1-2 is minus 15 as well. But you can see here that, I mean, this is Mulgold, one of the best Claudios in the world. Stepped around by knee, sidestep left. You saw him approach, he did a sidestep. And moving on. This is one of his combos, so we'll
Oh dear.
skip forward.
Oh my
Cool.
god, Mogul.
So forward 3 tries to remain impressive, but he's trying to stay out of that range. This is an infinite stage, so he's trying to put him at that range where he's able to do like Mulgold is a bit of an oppressive Claudio. Like he tries to play aggressive, but for the most part he still does the exact same stuff that I talked about. You'll notice like he runs in, down 3 to chip while standing 4. Good 11 frame move.
Youth. He's young.
He's trying to do some jabs. Fantastic. Jabs to stop his opponent from doing stuff. You saw that he tried to delay the forward 1+2, 1+2. Forward 3 to catch him stepping because he saw that Knee has been stepping a lot. You can see Knee is moving around, trying to get around his move. So
This is gonna kill. This is gonna kill.
you can see that Mulgold is trying to be ahead of Knee. Knee, being one of the best players in the world, you know, is very, very good at this game. But even in the best of situations, in some situations, like you'll be able to beat Knee with Claudio.
Yeah, of course.
Just depends on how he's playing. Depends if you can read him. You know, it's 4-3, one of those moves. Hop kick.
How did that? I don't know. It crushed everything.
Thinks that he's got a low, goes for the hop kick.
Oh, he's going
Right.
high. What's he gonna do next?
Again, forward 1+2, 1+2. These are the moves that I've been talking about. Jabs, down 3,
Oh no.
jab, hop kick, because he thought he might try and jab at that point. Back 3 to try and apply some pressure.
Oh, Knee's playing
Very
safe.
close to getting
He's playing.
first match here.
Then sometimes you have to hard read. You see that? Like, hard read. Hard read.
He's playing
Very
safe.
close to getting
He's playing.
first match here.
Hard read. I mean, that wouldn't have been a good option for the most part, but he thought Knee was going to duck or Knee was going to do like a down 4 or something like that. So he hop kicked, and it worked out for him. Moving into the next match.
It's smaller than.
Mishima Dojo.
This is where he's got walls now. As I said, it's a lot harder if you have walls behind you because you can't backdash. You can't keep that space at all times because if you let your opponent come into you, then it makes it really hard for you to control that space. So control the space by, you know, trying to apply some of that pressure, trying to get those hits like the forward 3 or the back 1 to knock them down. Maybe your grabs and stuff like that to position yourself, and you should be in the spot. Look at that. Knee is now with his back to the wall instead of Mulgold, and I mean, Mulgold now towards the wall.
Oh, another low parry by Mogul.
Mogul always on point with his low parry.
Like this is where you're seeing. I don't know what that was. I think he tried to do the rage drive. Plus frames into a low. As I said, a really good long range low. It's a very interesting low as well. 4-3. Like, again, you don't play. This is top level Tekken. Remember, this is top level Tekken. This isn't just, oh, I'm playing this Claudio character or whatever. This is Knee and, like, top Korean level player Tekken, Mulgold, playing. And because Claudio has such a small move list, you have to be creative. If you're not creative with Claudio, sure, you can play really safe, I guess, and not go for risks, but you have to work so much harder. But if you take some of those risks, like you'll see Mulgold, a couple of hop kicks here and there, just trying to catch Knee out, or like a couple of forward 3s, yeah, it's a little bit slower, but it tries to catch Knee stepping and stuff like that. It gives, it goes to show that regardless of who you are, Claudio will be played the same. You notice that he's not trying to really like apply pressure. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get these big knockdowns, so then he's in that spot. He's trying to knock Knee away, so he doesn't have to be near the wall. He doesn't want his back to the wall. He wants Knee's back to the wall, because then you can apply some pressure. You're not applying a lot of pressure, but some of it. There you go, cool. Forward 3 at the wall, right? And you've got the low. Tries to push him towards the wall again. Random hop kick to see if he's going to do a low.
But you never know. Claudio's hop kick, game changer.
This is clear that it, like what we were talking about before. The strats of using Claudio trying to make sure that you're the person that's staying at range and stuff. Very difficult when your opponent is very aggressive and starting to move towards you. So this is where you start to break down, and then it comes down to your ability to escape pressure. If you can't escape pressure, you'll lose, right? Panic move. And so that's what I mean. You can see this. So this is the only match that I want to show for high level Tekken. This is a fantastic match, by the way. And obviously I'm skipping through it. I'm talking over it. But this is Knee and Mulgold, Claudio versus Brian. Mulgold and Claudio. But great indication of how 3 forward threes. He's already down under 50% life.
What? Yeah, it's already like 65% apparently. Yo, get on me.
Forward 3 again. Running 2, you see that he ducked. Went for the low, guess what? It was a hop kick coming. So you read your opponent, you win. You become illiterate and you can't read, or you get read because you're a much more simple book than your opponent, you lose. It's not necessarily that your opponent can read better, it might just be simply that they can read faster. That's it. Fast doesn't necessarily mean better, you just need to be able to adjust in order to improve that. Look at that. I don't actually know who wins this, I do want to actually just watch the end of this match. But it's currently 2-up to Mulgold, match point. Counter hit 4-3. This is what I said. It's harder to do the standing 4 combo, so why not finish it? Just do 4-3. It's safe. The second move's homing, so you can't step it. You might be able to interrupt it, but I don't think you can. This is like really good Claudio play. Obviously, because it's keeping up with Knee, but Knee, it looks like Knee is starting to understand what's happening. Guess what? You're in the mid range again. Gets to the wall. This is a bad spot for Claudio because he has no good pressure tools. So starts jabbing, tries to get him out, tries to get a couple of hits in to allow him to get past that, right? His rage drive is very good. I didn't really talk about his rage drive, but because you can do it raw out of back 4-2, you get Starburst immediately. So if you don't have Starburst, it's really good. Gives you +7 on block, so you have enough time to do whatever you want, really. Forward 1+2, 1+2. You can hop kick, you can do a low mix up, you can do down back 3 or down 2-2, things like that. It's pretty crazy. Right now, it's very even on life. Very even on life. I don't know who's gonna win. Oh, Mulgold. Wow, Mulgold beat Knee with Claudio. It's not impossible. It's not impossible to beat good players with a simple character like Claudio. What you need to be able to do, and I'm talking to every single one of you that wants to talk, that wants to look at Claudio and go, oh, he's a shit character because he's too easy to read. He's not. It's your opponent that's easy to read. Claudio can be used in high level play, as you can see here. He's a very good tournament character because you can make these hard reads. You can outspace your opponent and get a lot of damage from it. But ultimately, that's it. Like, I got nothing more to say about Claudio. Claudio is a very good character. I'm not gonna say he has the best tools, but he has very specific tools. If you know how to use the tools, you'll be able to dismantle your opponent easily. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm tired AF, so I apologize if I started getting a bit ranty towards the end. But I just wanted to make sure that if anyone does actually want to pick up Claudio, or if anyone does want some Claudio lessons or wants to know how to beat Claudio or anything like that, and doesn't understand it from this thing, watch this video back. Go back, see all of the weaknesses that I pointed out. Sidewalk left for the most part is your best option. The only thing that are going to hit you is going to be the homing moves. So if you can time when the homing moves are going to come out, block those ones, you're already on a +9 advantage, right? So you then apply pressure. If you want to play Claudio and you want to get out of that, you need to learn how to mix it up. Beat your opponent through reading them and reading when they're going to do something. So you can stop them in their tracks with your down threes, with your hop kicks, with your forward threes. If they start stepping and trying to get around you a lot, you need to be able to adjust to that. Okay? Okay? Cool. Take it higher. Take it higher. Tekken It Higher. My name is Jabu. I hope the new graphics look pretty good. I like them. I've still got to update that little like thing down that bottom corner. Just so it matches the rest of it, so it's not like this red color. I'm gonna try and make it blue and orange. I've got to mess around with code there, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for next week in terms of character. So if anyone actually has a character that they want me to cover, please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, please leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that thing underneath my name right here where it says /TKJabu underneath the next to the YouTube logo right here, next to this YouTube logo, I can make that a reality. So then that way all of these, as you can see, my Twitter @TKJabu, Instagram TKJabu, Twitch TKJabu, everything is TKJabu. I want this one as well. So if you guys can help me out, that'd be fantastic. I mean, you're gonna see more than just Claudio. I'm a Claudio main, but I'm picking up other characters as well. So please give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video of Tekken It Higher. I'll actually do it live next time. I just can't do it this week because I've got a party on. Well, I've got an event. It's not necessarily a party, but it's an event. So thanks very much for tuning in.